This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, last class we have discussed how to create ledgers and groups, both in single ledger creation and multiple ledger creation. Both we have seen. So anybody having a doubt how to create ledgers or groups, anything? Ledgers I've taught you. I have to teach you about the groups. So groups, it is not important that we have to create it, but let me show you one of a group how to create it. So anybody having a doubt in ledger creation? I'm asking you, anybody? So no doubts. Okay. Since there is no doubt, then I'll just proceed with that. So last class, what we have done, I'll just show you once again. Last class, we have discussed how to create a ledgers. So how to create from the gateway of Tally, we'll go to create, we'll go for a ledger. And here we will be selecting what are the ledgers we have to create one by one. We will be creating it. The same way, if I want to create a multiple ledgers from the main screen, that is from the gateway of Tally, I'll go to charts of accounts, ledger. Okay, here I'll go for the multi-master. I'll go for the multi-master to create a ledgers. So this is what we have seen. So after creating the ledgers, what will happen is your group and subgroup will be shown in a bold font, and then the ledgers which we create, the ledgers whatever we are going to create, everything will be shown in a italic format. Now this is what we have seen. So group is not necessary that has to be created. If at all you want to create it, you can create it. Same, let me give an example. Now I have a sundry creditor. I have a sundry creditors. Who is sundry creditors? The person from whom I'm going to make a purchase. So which means is my supplier of goods and services. Is a supplier of goods and services from whom I'll be making a purchase. So now, if I want to have a track on sundry creditors based on zone, zone in the sense where I can say it as I make a purchase from different areas, from north, south, east, west, any directions. I'll be making a purchases. So to what I want to do is now I want to see the report separately. Say north zone separately, east zone separately, west zone separately, and south zone separately. In that case, if at all I want to have a zonal wise group, zonal wise report, if at all I want to see, that is of sundry creditors, or it can be a sundry debtors also. In that case, I can create a group. So it is actually not necessary in every cases. If at all you want to see zonal wise, in that case you can use it. So let me show you. So as we know already, we have a certain groups. There are 28 groups. All these things we have seen. These are the groups we already have. If at all, additionally, if I want some other groups to be created. So let me go for a group. I want to create that South Zone Creditor. South Zone Creditor. Okay, South Zone Creditor. Where I'll be grouping is under sundry creditor itself. That means even this group is grouped under sundry creditors itself. Though I'm creating a zonal wise, it will be coming under sundry creditors itself. So it is no matter whether I create it or not. But in case if you want to see it reporting like this, in that case you can create it. So let me create one more, East Zone Creditor. Okay, East Zone Creditor. And I'm grouping this under sundry creditors again. Since it is a creditor, I have to group it under creditors itself. So like this. So I'm not making any changes in the groups of the settings. The settings I won't be making because I'm not using any of this. Because even the group, if I make a changes, there won't be if I'm creating another group also, still it will fall under this sundry creditors itself. So now see, when I show you in a charts of accounts, I'll go for a groups. Now see here, under current liabilities, I'm having a sundry creditors. In sundry creditors, I have a east zone and south zone creditors. So this doesn't matter that this falls under this itself. Okay, though I have created, but I can see this under sundry creditors itself. So which means sundry creditors, if I create also the same thing, and if I create a different zonal wise also, it will be the same thing. Okay, if at all you want to create a groups, you can create it. Okay, I've just shown you one or two sub formats. If at all you want to try, you try it. You try it, there is no fault in that. You can try it, but most of the times we won't be using groups, created groups. So that is for clear. Now, after this, now what we are going to do is, already we have created a few ledgers. Ledgers has been created. Anybody? Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, I had actually asked you for this tally for MacBook.
Sorry, dear, it is not supported. Still, there is a issue going on with that. Mac is still not been supported.
So how am
You
I
can
supposed?
only you have to try to install operating system Windows in your Mac itself. Alternative operating system you can install it, or you have to install Windows. Windows you install using a Windows, you can then download the Tally.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
If I get something which is I'll try to check with the other sources. If I get any links how to download for a Mac, then I'll just check it out with that and I'll share you. Who is this, Mahi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mahi, I'll just let you know. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
let me check with that. I'll check it out today and I'll share you. I'll give you a message on WhatsApp itself. On a group, I'll share you the details. You can just go through that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, if I get, I'll definitely give you a link. Okay. Okay, then we'll proceed. So till now what we have done is we have created a ledgers. Now after creating a ledgers, the next process what we are going to do is journalization. That is posting of voucher. Okay, we have to post the voucher. Transactions we have to pass, post vouchers. So how to pass this? So in this, since when we are practicing as a student, when we will practice, we'll only do the generalization, what has to be debited, what has to be credited. This is what we used to do. So there is no particular different places where I'll be mentioning or where I'll be posting a vouchers, but in Tally there is a different places for passing a voucher. For purchase, I have to place in a purchase voucher. Sales, there is a different one. If I'm paying a money to others, then there is a different places, different shortcut keys where I'll be using. But when I'll be maintaining books of accounts, everything will be maintained in a register, everything one below the another. So to avoid that complication in a Tally, for each and every line of transactions, we have a voucher type. Now, the first voucher type which we are going to see is Contra Voucher. Okay, Contra Voucher. Okay, and the shortcut key for this Contra Voucher is F4. What is this Contra Voucher is used for? This Contra Voucher we will be using to pass a transaction which is related between a cash and bank, So what type of relations that cash and bank will have? So in case if anything like cash deposited into bank, okay, cash deposited into bank, or cash withdrawn, okay, cash withdrawn from bank, or the other one is if I'm transferring, okay, if I'm transferring fund from one bank to one bank account to another bank, when I'm doing this, then I'll be using this type of transaction. When I'm transferring a fund from one bank to another bank, then I'll be doing this. See, what I'll be doing is, if I'm depositing a cash, I'll take a cash. I have a current account in my bank. Say I have a bank account, Canada Bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. So my company is having one of a bank account, say HDFC bank account I'm having. So for that, if I'm depositing a cash into a bank, so have to make a transaction for that. If I'm withdrawing a money from my bank, Again, cash withdrawn that I have to make. Suppose my company is having a 2 bank accounts, Canara Bank and HDFC Bank. If I'm transferring money from one bank account to another bank, say from Canara Bank to HDFC Bank or from HDFC Bank to Canara Bank, like this when I'm doing, then this type of entries we will be posting in a Canara, in which Contra Voucher. Or if at all you are making any other things, that is cash to cash also, cash to cash transaction also. So what type of cash to cash transaction means? From cash account to petty cash. If you are maintaining a petty cash register, even in that case you can use this. So cash to cash means cash account to petty cash account or petty cash account to cash account. If you are transferring a money, these are the transactions we will be doing here. So let's see how to do this Contra Voucher. Where should I go for this Contra Voucher? So from the main screen, Gateway of Tally, I'll go for a voucher. I'll go for a voucher. It is showing me a payment voucher. I want to change to Contra Voucher. The shortcut key for this is F4. Okay, so let me press F4. F4. See, or you will be having options here on your right side. You can just select this F4, Contra Voucher. Okay, and for Contra, payment and Recip Voucher, you'll be having two methods to pass the transaction. The screen which you can see, is single entry mode, where we will be passing without debit and credit. Without debit and credit, if I'm passing, in that case, I'll be using this. If at all I want to use with a debit and a credit mode, then I'll use a double entry mode. Okay, in a Contra Voucher, we have two methods, single entry mode and double entry mode. Now this is in a single entry mode. First we will try with the double entry mode, then we'll come for the single entry mode. Why I am asking you to do with the double entry mode? Because we all know the golden rules of accounting. That is real account, nominal account and personal account. Based on that, first we will try. Without rules, we will try later. Now, how should I convert this into double entry mode? So you have an option here, see, change mode option you have. So for this, the shortcut key, so there is a 2 underline. I've told you in the first class saying that if there is 1 underline, then it is called as alt you will be using for the key combination. If it is double underline, then we will be using control as a key combination. Now it is double underline. You can click on this or you can use a shortcut key, control plus H. So when I press control plus H, I'll get a different modes, double entry mode and single entry mode. So first we will try with the double entry mode. I'll select this double entry, enter. So it is showing me in a debit and credit. Now, as an example, we'll just go with an example itself. Okay. So we'll pass some transaction, that is cash deposited into bank. For cash deposited into bank, I'll go for some entries. Okay, cash deposited into bank. Okay, cash deposited into bank for of 50,000. 50,000 I'm depositing into a bank. Now, so cash deposited in the bank, what you will be doing, what you have to debit and what you have to credit it. Just tell me what you have to debit it and what you have to credit it.
Ma'am, is it bank account debit to cash account?
Yes. So the bank is receiving a money, bank account to cash account. So same thing we will be doing, credit cash, 50,000, enter. Okay, now see, when I gave you 50,000, already the cash was having a opening balance of 50,000. See, so cash is having a balance of 50,000, where I gave in a ledger creation screen. In a multiple ledger creation screen, I gave 50,000 as opening balance. Now this 50,000 I'm depositing into a bank. So 50,000 I'm typing it. When I press enter, this is turning into red color, means zero balance. If it is a negative balance also, it will show you in a red color only. Now again it is showing me as a credit. Let me convert this to change to DR, that is debit. Debit what? Bank. I have not created any bank ledger. So what I will do is I'll create it now. So how to create it? I can use this short option, create. Okay, I'll go on this create option, enter on this. Now let me select HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank. I have to group it under bank account. Bank account. This is the date from on which date I have opened my bank account, and this is my company's number. And you have to fill this account details on the. So let me just fill some account details here. Okay, IFSC code HDFC. So 4 alphabet followed by 0 and 6 digit 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what it is? 4 alphabet 0 followed by 6 digits. This is what IFSC code will be there. So I don't have a SWIFT code. I'll ignore this. Since we are working in educational mode, we won't be giving a bank account name and all. Bank name we won't be getting a list. It is in an educational mode. So list of banks it will not be shown. So if I'm using a license version, it will show me the list of banks name where I'll have to select it as HDFC Bank India. I'll select that and I can accept it. Now which branch have opened my bank account? So I'll give it as Jayanagar. Okay, I'll just give it as Jayanagar and I'll accept. This details I'm not enabling this. We will see this in a detail when we discuss about a banking configuration. We'll discuss when we see in a detail when we learn about a banking. We'll see there. So just for now, I'm just filling the bank account details. Here you have to give your bank address and accept it. Okay, so 50,000.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Tell me, ma'am.
Could you please repeat it?
You want me to repeat the transaction once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Or the ledger you want me to repeat?
Yeah, just the transaction.
Okay, see what I did is I went to pass a transaction voucher. So the transaction what we are going to do is cash deposited into bank 50,000. For that, debit bank credit cash. So credit I'm getting option here as credit cash 50,000 I'm giving here. Okay, then debit what I have to select is bank I didn't create it previously. So for creating I just went to this option. I went to create option. After selecting I've just typed it and I've provided a bank detail. Suppose I'll just open this. I'm opening this HDFC bank ledger in an alteration mode. To open any ledger in alteration mode is Control plus Enter. To open in an alteration mode, just make a note. To open in alteration mode. Okay, to open in an alteration mode, the shortcut key is Control plus Enter. Okay, to open in an alteration mode, it is Control plus Enter. Now, see, this is a bank account. So I gave a name as HDFC bank account, and I filled these details. Okay, these details are filled. What are this? My account number, IFSC code, which branch. Only this I've given a details. And then what you will be doing is you have to give an address of your bank and you can accept it. You can accept it. So this is what I've done. I've shown in an alteration mode, but you can use a create option to create this. Now, after this, when I press enter, after giving this 50,000 here, when I press enter, I'll get a screen, bank allocation screen. So what type of transaction it is? It is a cash deposited in the bank. So I'm getting here as cash. So 50,000. When I press enter, I'm getting a cash denomination slip. So this 50,000, how did I deposit? So 20 notes. 20 notes, I've used 2,000 notes, so 40,000 it has become. And here 500, I'm using 6. So it is 3,000. Balance how much? I need to give another 3,000 have to give. So 200, I'll use 30 notes. Okay. So another 1,000 it is pending. So 10 notes here. So total 50,000. I'm giving a 50,000 in a cash denomination slip. Now I'll accept it. So now what is the narration we have to give? Cash deposited into bank. So this is what I'm opening a new bank account. Okay. So what I'm doing is cash deposited into bank to open bank account. I don't have an opening balance for a bank where this cash has been deposited into a bank to open a bank account. Now I'll accept this. So let me show you one more entry. One more entry I'll show you. So before that, we don't have a balance in the cash. So without cash balance, if I pass the entry, see here it is showing a new zero balance. Just I'm trying to show you. Suppose I'm depositing 5,000. I'm depositing 5,000. See, this 5,000 is becoming a negative balance and it is showing I don't have a cash in my company's account. So it is showing me negative balance. Okay, I'll press enter. Now from HDFC Bank, that is cash deposited into HDFC Bank, 5,000. I'll press enter. Now again, cash denomination slip I'll get. This 5,000, how I have deposited. So 2,000, 4 notes. 2 notes have deposited. So 4,000 and 500s, 2 have done. So 1,000. So 5,000 has become, I'll accept this. Okay, so I've already given a narration saying that cash is being deposited into a bank, cash deposited into a bank for opening a bank account. So this is only a cash deposit. Okay, so I can just give it as cash deposited into a bank. Or if I want to use a previous narration, which I have already typed in my last transaction, if I want to use this previous narration to repeat the narration, we will use Ctrl+R. Now I'll just remove this to open bank account. I'll just remove this. So cash deposited into bank. This is my narration. Okay. So what is the shortcut key to repeat the narration is? Okay. To repeat narration, the shortcut key is Ctrl+R. Make a note. Ctrl+R to repeat the narration. Okay, now we will try with the next transaction. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we will do as cash withdrawn from bank, from HDFC Bank. Okay, from HDFC Bank, a cash has been withdrawn. How much? 10,000. 10,000 has been withdrawn. Now what I'm going to do, what has to be debited and what has to be credited? Tell me someone. Now what is coming inside the business? Cash is coming, or bank is, or you can just say it as debit the receiver, credit the giver. Company is receiving or bank is receiving your money?
Company is receiving.
Company is receiving. So debit what comes in? So what is coming here? Cash.
Cash.
Okay. And credit, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who is giving here? HDFC Bank.
Bank.
So this is what we are going to pass now. Okay. Credit what I have to do? HDFC Bank. Select HDFC Bank. Tell me, ma'am.
Ma'am, could you please be a little slow, ma'am?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fine. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is cash withdrawn from HDFC Bank, 10,000. This one, debit, cash, credit, bank. This is what we have done as per nominal rule and real personal account, real account. Okay, as per the golden rules, we have just made it. So debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who is giving here? HDFC Bank is giving. How much it is giving? 10,000. And next, I'm getting this credit. So how I'm going to withdraw cash? Whether I'm withdrawing through check or through ATM or anything. So now it is showing by default check. Let me press a space bar. So it is saying me check, e-fund transfer, others. But I am withdrawing through the ATM. Cash has been withdrawn from an ATM. So what I'll do is I'll go for show more. Enter on this. Now what I'm going to do is I'll select this ATM. Should I go? Should I have to go more slower than this? Guys, please tell me. Should I be more slower than this? Are you able to understand at least now?
It's fine, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is instrument number, means it is a check number. Since I'm withdrawing through the ATM, through the ATM, I'll select this ATM. So let me show you the screen once again. HDFC Bank, I've given a 10,000 cash withdrawn, enter. Now by default you'll be getting only check, e-fund transfer and others. When I press the space bar, by default I'm getting this check, e-fund transfer and others. Now what I'll do is I'll go for show more. I'm withdrawing through what? I'm withdrawing from the ATM machine. So I'll select it as ATM and I'll accept the screen. Then debit what? Debit what comes in? Cash is coming inside a business. So now it is cash withdrawn from bank account. Okay, and see, sometimes instead of using this debit and credit option, you might use to and buy also. To and buy also. Okay, so if you want to use this to and buy instead of debit and credit, if you want to use to and buy, what you can do is you can go for this F12 configuration. Click on this. Okay, the first option itself says that use credit or debit instead of to and buy during a voucher entry. If you make this option no, and you can accept it. To accept the screen, I've told you in the last class, it is a Control plus A. So to and buy you will get an option. If you want to use a debit and credit option, make this option again yes from a F12. Okay, I'll accept the screen, Control A. Okay, like this we will be doing. Now suppose if I want to transfer a fund, okay, I'm going to transfer the money from one bank to another bank, from HDFC Bank. Okay, from HDFC Bank account I need to transfer the money. Okay, HDFC Bank account to ICICI Bank. I want to transfer a money, that is 15,000. 15,000 I want to transfer. So now debit and credit. So here who is receiving a money? HDFC Bank to ICICI Bank. Who is receiving here?
ICICI Bank.
Exactly, ICICI is a receiver. ICICI Bank is receiver. And who is the giver here? It is HDFC Bank. So this is what we are going to do now. From HDFC Bank account to ICICI Bank, I'm transferring a money of 15,000. So we will see how to do this. So what is the credit here? HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank, how much? 15,000. Okay, how I'm transferring? I'm transferring through the online. Let me press the space bar. When I'm transferring through the online, you will be choosing as e-fund transfer, online transfer, electronic fund transfer. So e-fund transfer, I'll accept this. Okay, why I'm getting this retry that screen is because we are working on an educational mode. When a bank name will not be listed, it will be showing like that. So let me accept this. So then give a narration. Fund transfer from HDFC to ICICI, and you can accept the transaction. So this is how we will be passing in a double entry mode. So we'll just try the same entries in a single entry mode also. We will try in a single entry mode. So we will convert this into single entry mode, change mode. I have an option here, change mode. So what I'll do is I'll press a Control H, select a single entry. Now here without debit and credit, if I am going to pass a transaction, how will I come to know what has to be debited, what has to be credited? Okay, without knowing this, how can I pass a transaction here? So just in a simple word, this account field, you must just understand that whether it is a receiving to the company or not, whether the company is receiving or not, receiving accept, coming inside the company. In that case, you will be doing this in an account field. Okay, this is giving, to whom you are giving it. Okay, account, cash deposited into a bank or cash withdrawn from bank. So cash withdrawn from a bank. So I'll select it as cash. Okay, from where I'm withdrawing? Say I'm withdrawing from a HDFC Bank. Enter. How much I'm withdrawing? I'm withdrawing 3,000 rupees. Enter again. So how I'm withdrawing? Through e-fund or through the check. How I'm withdrawing, so that you can give here. So I'm withdrawing a money from ATM. So I'll go for show more. ATM. I'll accept this. Now see what I did is cash is coming inside the business. From where I'm taking a cash? From HDFC Bank. 3,000. How I'm taking? I'm withdrawing a money through the ATM. Okay, I'm withdrawing a money through the ATM. So select this as ATM and you can accept the screen. Okay, now give a narration. Cash withdrawn. Okay, cash withdrawn from bank and accept it. Now cash deposited into bank, into ICICI Bank. Into ICICI Bank, I have deposited a cash. Now who is receiving here? Cash. Cash deposited into ICICI Bank. Who is the receiver now?
ICICI.
So ICICI Bank is a receiver. So okay, let's create a bank, ICICI Bank now. So what I'll do is I'll go for a create. I'll go for a create to create a ICICI Bank. So what I'll do is, did we create a ICICI Bank previously? I think only HDFC Bank we have created. So I can use this create option, or we can use a shortcut key Alt plus C. Alt plus C to create the shortcut key. Okay, to create the shortcut key which is used is Alt plus C. Alt plus C as a shortcut key which is used for create. Okay, now we will see this. So what I'll do is, let me show you once again. In a Contra Voucher, okay, Alt plus C I'll use. I'll create a ledger ICICI Bank. Under bank account. Now account holder, account number you can give here. Account number you can give here. So I'm just giving some random number here. Okay, ICIC. Okay, 0, 4 alphabet, 0, 6 digit, and you can accept this. Provide the bank details, that is bank address, and accept the screen. Okay, so cash. How much I'm withdrawing from the ICICI Bank? I'm withdrawing, say 3,000. I'll accept this. Now, sorry, cash deposited to the bank. How much I'm depositing? 3,000, 2,000 one note, and 500 two notes. I'll accept this. So cash deposited into bank. If I'm transferring a money, if I'm transferring a fund from HDFC Bank to ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank to ICICI Bank. So who is the receiver here? ICICI Bank is a receiver. So again, ICICI Bank. So I'm transferring from HDFC Bank. From HDFC Bank, I'm transferring. How much I'm transferring? 15,000. Say I'm transferring 15,000. So how I'm transferring? Through the online e-fund transfer, and I'll accept the screen. E-fund transfer, fund transferred. Okay, fund transferred. Now I'll accept this. Any doubt in this 3 transaction? Cash depositing, cash withdrawn, and fund transferring. If you want me to repeat once again, let me repeat it. Please tell me. Any doubts? guys? So it means I can understand that there is no doubt.
Ma'am,
Tell me, ma'am.
ma'am, at the end of the session, could you please repeat the double entry system?
Double entry system.
Yeah. At the end.
Okay, I'll have to go for the next voucher, so I'll repeat now. Okay, single entry, you just understand this is as a receiving accept. Who is receiving, that is what you will be mentioning in a single entry. And this is receiver, this is the giver. Okay, in account fill, you will be giving a receiving accept, like cash is received to the company or bank is receiving. Who is the receiver? That is what we will be mentioning in a account fill. In a particulars, the giver. Who is the giver? That is what we will be doing in a credit in this particulars format. If I want to do this in a double entry system, then I'll change this mode. Change mode. What I'm having is double entry and single entry. Let me select this as a single entry. Okay, sorry, double entry we have to do. So I'll just go for this double entry. I'll select now debit and credit. I just want to change it. Now, if I'm transferring a money, if I'm transferring a fund from one bank account to another bank account, okay, from one bank account to another bank account, if I want to do, then what have to do? Okay, now what I'll be doing is, now I'm transferring a fund from ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank. ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank, I have to transfer it. So what I'm doing is, let me just give you from ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank, I'm transferring a money of 6,000. 6,000 I'm transferring. Okay, 6,000 I'm transferring now. Now, what I have to debit here and what I have to credit here. So now when I have a option as debit, which means who is the receiver? ICICI Bank is receiving or HDFC Bank is receiving. The receiver is debit the receiver. ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is receiving. So HDFC Bank. Credit, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who's the giver here? ICICI Bank. So now we will do credit. What have to do? ICICI Bank. So let me select ICICI Bank. How much has been transferring? 6,000. How I'm transferring? That I have to select it here. So I'll give a space bar, select it as a e-fund transfer. Now I'll accept this. And debit HDFC Bank. Okay, e-fund transfer. I'll accept this. To repeat the previous narration, Control plus R, fund transfer. Now I'll accept this. Understood?
Yes,
Understood,
ma'am.
ma? You asked me about the double entry. Okay, now we'll go for the payment voucher. Okay, we'll go for the next voucher type. Next voucher type, what I'm going to do here is the next one. Okay, it is a payment voucher. It is a payment voucher. Shortcut key for the payment voucher is F5. F5. So what are the transactions that I can do here is any payment I'm making, anything I'm paying off. Okay, anything I'm paying off, might be, it can be any expenses. Okay, if I'm paying any expenses also I can do, or if I'm paying to any person. Okay, if I'm paying to any person in the sense, or it can be a creditor also, okay, paying to any creditors also. Say I made a purchases, after making a purchases I need to pay to that person, even those entries also I can do. So what I can do in a payment voucher is any expenses. If I'm paying, it can be a direct expenses, it can be indirect expenses, whatever I'm paying, or if I'm paying to any person, even that also I can pass in a payment voucher. So what are the types of payment I can make? I can make any type of payments. Cash payment I can do. I can pay through the bank account. Okay, through the bank, online also I can transfer, or through the check also I can pay. If I'm paying through check or if I'm transferring through the online, those also I can do. Okay, we will see that how to use this now. Now, for payment voucher, what I have to do here is, for payment voucher, what I have to do is, I'll press F5, or you can go with this option. You will be having an option here. You just click on this F5, you'll get an option. Or use a key combination F5. Just press F5, you will get like this. So since instead of doing this in a double entry mode, I'll just change to single entry mode where I can explain in simple manner. Now, if I'm paying any expenses, say I want to pay a office rent. Okay, office rent I need to pay of rupees. I need to pay rupees 5,000. Okay, I am paying through the bank. Pay rent of office rent. I'm paying 5,000 by bank. HDFC Bank. Say it as by HDFC Bank I'm paying through. Okay. Now, in the account field, what I have to select is mode of payment. Mode of payment. That is whether I'm paying through the cash, whether I'm paying through the bank. That is what I'll be selecting. Now, how I'm making a payment? I'm making a payment through bank. So mode of payment is, here it is HDFC Bank. For what I'm paying? Rent, office rent. So is there any rent? Have created a ledger? Have not created any rent ledger, office rent. So to create a ledger, I'll be using a shortcut key. Instead of using this create option, I can go on this create and enter to create a ledger. Instead of using that, I can also use a shortcut key, Alt plus C. Alt plus C, I'll create it as office rent. Office rent. So this is my indirect expenses. It is my indirect expenses. Let me select this. Inventory values affected will be no. Now I'll accept this ledger. Office rent, how much I'm paying? 5,000. Okay, enter. Enter. When you come to this total again, enter. Now when you enter again, you'll get the screen. Now it is asking me how I'm paying, whether I'm paying through the online or through the or I'm paying through the check. So I'll just pay through the online itself. E-fund transfer, I'll select this. Now I'll accept this. Okay, I'll accept this bank allocation script. Give a narration. Rent. Okay, rent paid for the month of. This is a February month I'm doing, for the month of January. For January 2000. For the month of January, I'll just give a narration. For the month of January, I'm paying it. For the year 2022, accept it. So like this, you can make. Suppose if I'm paying the internet bill, I'm paying an internet bill through ICICI Bank. So internet bill through ICICI Bank, I'm paying 1,500. 1,500 internet bill I'm paying to ICICI Bank. So how I'm paying? Through the bank. So my mode of payment is bank. So which bank? It is ICICI Bank. What I'm paying? I'm paying the internet charges. How much I'm paying? 1,500. Enter. Okay. Again enter. Now you'll get this thing. So if, say example, if I'm paying this internet charges through a check, let this be selected as check. Now what I'll do is, in the screen, in the instrument number field, you have to give the check number. So check number, it will be usually a 6-digit number. Just give a 6-digit number. I'm just giving us 101010. 6-digit. Now I'll accept this. Give a narration. Internet bill for the month of January 2022, you're going to pay. I'll accept this. Okay, if I want to pay on the next day, if I'm making a payment on the next day, let me change the date. To change the date, what is the shortcut key? It is F2.
F2, ma'am.
Yes, it is a F2 to change the date. So 2nd of February, I'm changing it. Now I'm paying a mobile bill. I'm paying a mobile bill. I'm paying as a cash. Through the cash I'm paying. So cash, I'll select it. I'm paying through the cash. What I'm paying? I'm paying a mobile bill. How much I'm paying? 1000 rupees I'm paying. So enter. Okay. Give a narration. So mobile bill paid for the month of. So that I'll just give it like this. Mobile bill for the month of January 2022 and accept the transaction. Any doubt in this making a payment voucher? This account field, it is just the thing is the through which mode you are making a payment, through the cash or through the bank. Sabha, did you understand? Sabha,
Yes, ma'am.
you were having a doubt, right? Or you also shared me some screen also. You were not
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
few
I got it.
things.
I got it, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll go for the next one. We'll go for the next one, next type of entry, which is my receipt voucher. Okay, receipt voucher. Receipt voucher means it is a kind of income. And the shortcut key for this is F6. F6. What type of entries I'll be doing here is receipt, which means any income if I am receiving. Any income if I'm receiving. Okay, those income I'll be doing it. Or if I'm receiving any bill. Okay, if I'm receiving any bill. Okay, if I'm receiving any bill, what type of bill? I made a sales. I made a sales to some person. That person is paying me an amount. That means I'm receiving a money. Even that also I'll be doing in a receipt voucher. Any income or any bill when I'm receiving, that is from whom I'll be receiving? From my customer. That is my data. Okay, if I'm receiving this type of thing, then I'll be doing here. So here also what I can do here is also I can also receive through the cash or through the bank. Anything I can receive it. I can receive it through the cash or through the bank. Those entries I'll be doing here. So what I'll be doing here is I'll go for a receipt voucher and the shortcut key for the receipt voucher is F5. Okay, I'll go for F5. Sorry, F6. The shortcut key for receipt voucher is F6. F6. Now I'm receiving a commission. I'm receiving a commission from HDFC Bank. Some person is paying me a commission. So HDFC Bank. How I'm receiving? The mode of receiving HDFC Bank. What I'm receiving? Commission. So let me check whether the commission ledger is created. So commission ledger is not created. To create it, I'll use a shortcut key Alt C. Commission received. Okay, commission received. So this is my indirect income. Commission received is my indirect income. Okay, now I'll accept this. So how much I am receiving? I'm receiving 4,000. Okay, what I did is I'm receiving a commission from some person. I gave some services, so for that they are giving me a commission. So commission, how much I'm receiving is 4,000. 4,000 commission I'm receiving. What they are doing is they're depositing into my bank. So how the mode of receiving is HDFC Bank. For what I'm receiving is for the commission. How much I'm receiving? 4,000. Now give a narration. So how it is through how I'm receiving. Okay, when I am coming here, it is saying me how did I receive? Through the check or through the e-fund. So I'll just give it as e-fund, online transfer. Now I'll accept this. Okay, commission received. Okay, commission received. Just give a narration. In a brief, you can give. I'm just giving 1 word, 2 words. So just avoid it. Same way if you are receiving some other income, interest received, or you are receiving some other things for the service year ending, or you made a sales for that you are receiving a money, all those things you can make it here. Suppose let's do one more entry for the interest received. So interest I'm receiving. Okay, interest I'm receiving. So suppose say that I made a fixed deposit in ICICI Bank. I made a fixed deposit. For that, I'm receiving a interest. Where I'll be receiving? I made a fixed deposit in ICICI Bank. So the interest will also be put it into my ICICI Bank itself. So directly they'll be putting into my account. So I won't be going and asking them. So directly they'll deposit into my account. So now where I'm receiving? Through the ICICI Bank. What I'm receiving? Interest on FD. Interest on FD. Okay. So I don't have a ledger created. So I'll use a shortcut key Alt plus C. Alt plus C I'm using here. So I'll just give it in a short form. Interest on FD. Okay. Interest on FD. I'll just give in a short form. This is my indirect income again. Now let me accept this. Interest on FD. Any income you are receiving, okay, like interest, commission, interest and all, this and all will be treated as indirect income. So I'll just accept this now. How much I'm receiving? Say 1000 I've received. Enter, accept it. Give a narration. Yeah, before that I'll just give this as e-fund transfer. I'll accept the screen, give a narration, and you can accept it. Interest received, accept it. So any doubt in this? Any doubt in contra payment and receipt voucher? Guys?
No, ma'am.
And listen. So in this contra voucher, payment voucher, and receipt voucher, okay, when we are passing a voucher, contra, receipt, and payment, in these three vouchers, we will be having a two mode of transaction. So that is single entry mode and double entry mode. Two options we will be getting here. Single entry mode and double entry mode. Other than that, we won't be getting in other places. In other places, we'll be having a different option. So make a note. Okay. So note what it is. It is in your contra, payment, and receipt voucher. In a receipt voucher, you will be having a two mode of transaction. There are two mode of transactions. So what it is? They are single entry mode and double entry. Okay, single entry and double entry. Two modes of transactions we have, single entry mode and double entry mode. So to change this to single entry and double entry mode, what are the shortcut key we will be using is to change the mode. To change mode, the shortcut key which we will be using is Control plus H. Control plus H to change mode. Okay. So contra, payment, and receipt voucher, you will be having a two modes of transaction, that is single entry mode and double entry mode. Fine. We'll go for the next one. Next one. We will go for the next one. So did you all take down this? I'll go for the tally now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, the next voucher is journal voucher. The next voucher is journal voucher, that is F7. Let me press F7. The reason for using this journal voucher, in the journal voucher, you can pass any transaction. You can pass a purchase, sales, receipt, payment, contra. Any vouchers you can pass in this journal voucher. But still, the main purpose of using this journal voucher is to make an adjustment entry. The main reason they've provided this journal voucher is to make a adjustment entry. What kind of adjustment we will be doing? So if there is any tax adjustment, if there is any excess payment, damaged goods, or my stock item has been stolen, some people have taken like theft has happened in my company, those type of adjustment entry I'll be doing here. Okay, the main purpose of using this journal voucher is for making an adjustment entry, but still I can use it for other purpose also. I can use it for purchase, sales, receipt, anything. Anywhere I can do it. Okay, so now we will do some entries for the capital entries. Say journal voucher. I'll just give you the next point. The next point, which is of fourth point. Fourth point is journal voucher. Okay, journal voucher. So now the shortcut key for the journal voucher is F7. F7. What type of things I'll be doing in this? The main reason used here is adjustment entry. I'll be using this for adjustment entry. Other than this, I can also use for the other entries also, like purchase, sales also I can use it. Now we will see how to use this. And moreover, in this, no mode of transactions, no double entry, single entry, no single entry. Always it is double entry mode itself. Here, always double entry mode. No single entry mode, always double entry mode itself for journal voucher. Only double entry mode is supported in a journal voucher. Now, say that. Now we'll make some transactions now. What I'll do is now, say we have started a business. Capital has to be introduced. A capital has to be introduced. Capital of 1 lakh. 1 lakh is been introduced by Neha. Okay, by Neha. Neha is bringing a capital of 1 lakh. 1 lakh as cash. As cash. Now, tell me the transaction for this. What has to be debited and what has to be credited? Debit. Cash is coming inside a business or going outside a business? Neha is bringing a 1 lakh rupees as a capital. Now this 1 lakh is coming as a cash, whether it is coming inside the business or going outside the business.
Coming in.
Coming in. So as per the real account, debit what comes in. So cash is coming inside. And the next one, credit. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Who's the giver here? Neha is giving. Okay, so we will credit. So now I'll come here, debit what comes in. So by default, cash and bank will not be displayed here in journal voucher since it is an adjustment entry. You can go for the show more, then your cash will be displayed. Or without this also, without this show more also, you can just type it as cash. Automatically it will be displayed cash. So how much it has been deposited? 1 lakh. 1 lakh has been deposited. I'll go for next one, credit. Credit. Who's crediting here? It is Neha's capital. Okay, Neha's capital 1 lakh. Now in the narration, we will give it as capital introduced. Okay, capital introduced by Miss Neha. You just need to give here by Miss Neha. Okay, now I'll accept this. The same way, even Tanya has also introduced a 1 lakh as capital. So now, again, cash is coming inside my business as 1 lakh. As 1 lakh. Now, who is introducing the capital again here? It is Tanya. Tanya's capital 1 lakh. Enter. Now what I'm going to do here is give the narration. So the previous transaction was also my capital introduction only for the Neha. So I'll repeat the narration by using Control R. Control R. I'll change this Neha to Tanya. Capital introduced by Miss Tanya. Now I'll accept this. Okay. Now what happened? Tanya is having some emergency, so she's withdrawing her money from the company source. From the company, she's withdrawing some 20,000 from the company. 20,000 has been withdrawn by Tanya for a personal use, not for the company purpose. It is for personal use. When a cash is been withdrawn, for the personal use, we call it as drawings. Okay, we call it as drawings. So if there is a drawings, okay, if there is a drawings, now what we will do is, so what we are going to do here is debit and credit. So when cash is been withdrawn, so how much is withdrawing Tanya? 20,000. 20,000 she is withdrawing. So cash is coming inside or going outside?
Going outside, mom.
Going outside. Who is receiving the money now? Tanya is receiving. So Tanya's account to, that is credit. So it is cash. Cash is going outside. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So cash is going out. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Tanya is a receiver. So this is what we are going to do. So now what I'll do is Tanya's capital account. From Tanya's capital account, 20,000 is been withdrawn as a cash. Now in a narration, drawings for personal use. For personal use by Miss Tanya. Okay, now I'll accept this. The same way, what happened next is, next transaction. Now, Neha and Tanya are bringing additional capital, each 25,000 each. Okay, each are bringing 25,000. How they're bringing? They're depositing into bank account, into HDFC bank account. Now this HDFC bank is a receiver, right? Who's the receiver here? HDFC bank. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So debit each 25,000 means HDFC bank is receiving 50,000. 50,000 they're receiving. And the next one, credit. Who's the credit? Who's the giver? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So Neha is giving how much? 25,000. Okay, 25,000. Now the next one, again credit. Who is giving here is Tanya. Tanya is giving another 25,000. So this is what we are going to do. Neha and Tanya is bringing an additional capital of 25,000 each. Each person is bringing 25,000, which is deposited into a HDFC bank of company's bank account. Now, what I'll be doing is, let me make a transaction for this. Let's make a transaction for this. Say now. Okay, debit what HDFC bank is receiving. Debit the receiver, HDFC bank. How much they are receiving? 50,000. Enter. So how they are depositing? Through the online, they have transferred it. So I'll select as eFund. 50,000. Who is giving? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Neha is giving me 25,000 and again credit. Again I'll credit. Who? Tanya. Tanya is giving 25,000. 25,000 Tanya is giving. So it is additional capital introduced by directors of a company. Since it's a private limited company, so it is a directors of company. Okay, I'm just giving like this. Now I'll accept this. Okay. Any doubt on this? How to pass a transaction in a journal? Anybody having a doubt in a journal voucher? Then I'll take it as no doubts. So let me show you something. See, when we are making a transaction in a journal voucher with one debit and one credit. with 1 debit and 1 credit, then we call this as, okay, we call this as simple journal voucher. Simple journal voucher. Okay, when we have a 1 debit and 1 credit entries in a journal voucher, then we call it as simple journal voucher. At the same time, when I'm having a 1 debit or multiple credit, or 1 credit with multiple debit option, then I'll be calling this as compound journal voucher. Make a note for this. When any transaction in a journal entry having 1 debit and 1 credit entry, 1 debit and 1 credit entry, it is called as simple journal voucher. With 1 debit and 1 credit entry, it is called as simple journal voucher. And if any transaction is having 1 debit and multiple credit options, multiple credit entries, 1 debit and multiple credit entries, or vice versa, then we call it as compound journal voucher. Okay. Now let me show you some other thing. I'll stop with the entries. I'll show you some reports for you now. Till now, whatever the transaction that we have made, that is for your Contra Voucher, Recip Voucher, Payment Voucher, and all. Payment Journal Voucher, whatever we have done, where should I check that? So I'll go for this daybook. This will show me all the transactions. So on which date it is showing me? It is showing me on a 2nd Feb. So let me change the period. Alt F2. I'll press Alt F2. Let me give it as from 1st of February to the March. I'll just directly give. So all the transactions, Contra, Payment, Receipt, Journal, all the transactions I can see. On that particular day, whatever the transaction I passed, everything I can see it in a day book. If I want to see for the particular period, I can change the period and I can see the report. How will I change the period? I'll be using Alt plus F2. To change a period, and I can see all the transactions which I have passed. Let me show you once again. So where will I check? From the main screen, that is from the gateway of Tally, I'll go for a day book. It will be showing for that particular day. My current date is 2nd of February. For this, it will be showing the transaction. So if I want to see for particular days, particular period, particular week, you can say it as particular week or 15 days or particular month if you want to see, or for 1 year, 2 years, anything if you want to see, you can change the period. So how should I change a period? I'll go for Alt F2. Give a month from February to March I want to see. So this one, it will show me. So I passed a transaction on 1st of February and 2nd of February. So what are the transactions I passed? Contra, Payment, Receipt, and Journal. So from this particular screen itself, I just want to see journal entries only. So what I can do is, I'll go for this change voucher type. That is voucher type. I'll click on this. So what I want to see a journal. I'll select this. So only journal will be displayed. So if I press escape, it will come out. Again, I'll go for a day book. So it will display everything. I can change a period and I can see. Now, in case if I want to see only a receipt voucher, I'll go for a voucher. I'll choose it as receipt. Okay, receipt voucher will be displayed. Again, let me press escape. I'll come for a day book again. I'll go for a voucher type. Let me choose some other things. Let me select it as purchase. Now see, I didn't make any purchase entry, so nothing is being displayed. So where I can see my daily transaction is in my day book. So how to check this? I have two options. One is from the gateway of Tally, I'll go for a day book. There is one more option from this gateway of Tally, I'll go for display more reports. Display more reports. Again here also I'm having a day book option. So two places I've given. So both are same only. Both are same. You can see in any places wherever you want. So take a note for this. Where to check the report? Where to check daily transaction? Where can we check daily transaction? Daily transaction. So it is from gateway of Tally. From gateway of Tally, you can go for day book. Okay, day book. To change voucher type. To change voucher type. Okay, to change a voucher type, you need to press F4. F4 and you can view a report. So this is one method. The other method is again the same thing. From gateway of Tally, instead of directly going to day book, you can go for display more reports. Display more reports, you can go for this, and here again day book option you will be having. Again here also you have a day book option. This is one place. So if you ask me, instead of checking this in a day book, where can I check all the transaction that is related to contra, payment, receipt, journal, purchase, sales, whatever it is? I want to see this separately, separate report. That is register, voucher register you want to see, contra register or payment register you want to see, or journal register you want to see, separately you want to see. So how will I check this? Where to check the register? Okay, so this how to check register. Okay, how to check register. We will see this now. How to check the register. We'll go for a Tally. So in Tally, where will I check the report? So this is the main screen. From the gateway of Tally, you have to go for display more reports. Then you'll go for accounts book. See, here you have an option register, contra register, payment, receipt, sales register, purchase register, journal register, all these things you are having. Suppose if I want to see a contra register, I'll select this. So I passed at 8 transactions in the month of February. I'll enter again. Now these are the transactions I have passed in a February month. So after coming here, if I have a March month also I want to see, you can change the period February to March and you can see from here itself. The same way, you can also see the payment, receipt and journal register also. So let me open a journal register. I'm having a February month 4 transactions. So the 4 transaction has been displayed here. 4 transaction has been displayed here. Okay, let me press escape. Okay, I'll press escape now. Okay, so let me show you once again how to check the register from the gateway of Tally. You will go for display more reports, accounts book. Under register, you will be having the transactions. Under register, you will be having a transaction. So whichever the register you want to see the report, there you can check it. So just make a note how to check the register. That is from display, from gateway of Tally. From gateway of Tally, you'll go for display more reports. You'll go for display more reports, and then you have to choose it as accounts book. Accounts book. Here you can check the register. Example, I'll just give it as journal. Journal register. Journal register. You will get it here. So from this journal register, you can view a monthly report. What you can see, you can view a monthly report. Okay, if you want to change the period and see it, you can just change the period for whichever the date you want. You can change the date change the period, change the month, you can see there also. So this is how you'll be checking a monthly report. And the next one is how to check ledger statement. How to check ledger statement. Am I going fast or are you able to understand? Guys, are you able to understand what I'm trying to say you, how I'm trying to show you the report? Any doubts on this? If you have any doubts, please let me know. So no doubts in seeing the report? Anybody please answer me? Then I'll consider
No,
as
ma'am.
no doubts.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Both I'm getting no ma'am, yes ma'am also. What should I consider?
No
You
doubt,
can
ma'am.
continue. Okay, I'll go for this accounts book. See how to check the ledger statement. See, we have created what HDFC Bank we have created. We have a cash account, we have an expense account, a rent account, we have capital account, we have like capital, we have Neha's I'm having, Tanya's I'm having. So if I want to see only the transaction that is related to Neha, I want to see the transactions that is related to Neha's capital account. So where will I check that? To check that, I'll go for display more reports. Then I'll go for accounts book. I'll go for accounts book. Then I'll go for a ledger. Now what I want to see, I want to see Neha's capital account. I'll go for this. Now see, first thing 1 lakh was introduced as a capital. Later 25,000 as a capital. Additional capital was introduced. So total I'm having how much? 1,25,000. The same way, let's go for Tanya's capital account. I'll go for Tanya's capital account. See, 1 lakh was introduced as a capital, out of which 20,000 was taken as withdrawing. Okay, drawings has been done. So out of 1 lakh, 20,000 has been deducted. Again, 25,000 has been introduced as a capital. Okay, 25,000 has been introduced as a capital, additional capital. Now, what I'll be doing here is, I'll be seeing the closing balance, how much balance I'm having for this Tanya's account. Okay, so same way each and every ledger also you can see. Suppose I want to see HDFC Bank's transaction. So whether I'm receiving or paying, where I've done receipt, contra voucher, receipt voucher, payment voucher, wherever I'm doing, everything I can see. So ledger statement. Okay, so like this we can see the report, each and every particular ledger. Suppose I have a labor charge, so mobile bill have paid, I made one entry, so one entry I'm having here. Okay, so I can see individually each and every ledger. So how to check that? Let me show you again. It is from the display more reports. I'll go for accounts book. I'll choose a ledger, whichever the particular ledger I need, required ledger, I can select that and I can see the report. Okay, now make a note how to check the ledger statement. So it is from the gateway of Tally, display more reports, accounts book. Okay, accounts book. Then after accounts book, what you will be doing is you will be selecting a ledger. Then select your required ledger. Select your required ledger to view a report. Okay. Okay. Any doubt on this? Any doubt till here? Any doubt in today's class?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then you guys can practice it. Do you want any questions to practice this transaction? Or you can practice whatever we have done directly, this same thing you can practice it. If you want any problems to be shared to you, I'll share your problems. I have a set of problems for contra payment and all. I'll share you that. You can practice that. Okay. If you have any doubt, we'll discuss in a next class. That is tomorrow we'll discuss and we'll see. Okay. Is that fine for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Neha, please check it out with the attendance.
Done,
And there
ma'am.
are okay, and there are few one who is having like user 1, user 2, some names also you are having, right? Please confirm with the names also. When there is no names, like I have seen their logins like user ID 1, 2, something like that. If there is anything in changes, you just please check it out with them. Okay then, guys, everyone take care. Good night. Bye everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, mom.
Fine. Bye bye.